Hello and welcome to Climax. My name is Krista Chris and I remain your favorite anchor. Today is really very special because I have somebody super special with me. He is Mr. Wamara. But scratch that. I have so many things to tell you about this wonderful man. Right now, we're actually having an outreach by the New York Learning Hub, and this gentleman flew all the way from the United States because of this conference. And when I got a wind of it, and I said to myself, I'm gonna know why these people are keeping the secret. And then I came. I'm going to tell you so many things. I'll be spilling secrets. I'll be spilling miseries. And today I will be breaking tables. But let me not rush. Let me speak to Mr. Wamara. Mr. Wamara, you're welcome.
Yes.
You're welcome. Now, I heard about this outreach by the New York Learning Hub, and I am curious. What is going on? What is New York Learning Hub?
Do you want to know about the media outreach or just our basics for New York Learning Hub as a New York Learning Hub school?
Yes.
All right. First of all, New York Learning Hub is a business school that has established itself in solving academic problems. So most importantly, if you hear the word New York, you already know that New York is represented and established for excellence. And then the learning aspect of it, by the etymology of learning, we've come to bring in learners who, by virtue of their interest and the capacity to learn, will have to work with us. And then a hub is practically where you gather together to do the exigent things that are practically to esteem you to the highest. So if you put the word together without even knowing me or knowing anyone, or you just see it or written anywhere that this is New York Learning Hub, you know that this is a place you go for academic excellence. So that is actually what we looked into, and we said we need to call ourselves together, look into the African system, academic system, the deteriorating aspect of our academic pursuits, the leveraging intelligence of the Nigerian or African youths that have not been properly harnessed. And so how do we help these team of youths, or not even youths, everyone that's academically hungry, to come up and join us online and be able to achieve their dream academically. So New York Learning Hub is established as a business school to give you all the business areas of interest that you want to come into, study, establish, get exposed in anything happening around the world, pick up the certifications or the degree programs, call it diploma, call it masters, even up to the point of doctorate, because there are programs we have all expanded to do. So at this point, whoever doesn't know about New York Learning Hub is actually the reason why we're in Lagos, to make people know about it.
Wow. So Mr. Wamara is actually the Business Development Director for the New York Learning Hub. That is why we're making our time to speak to him. Mr. Wamara, I'm aware that we have so many people who come into the country to introduce institutions like this. Okay, so tell me why I should go to New York Learning Hub. Tell me why New York Learning Hub is different and unique.
Just like I was speaking with someone yesterday, and the lady told me that she's doing a certification on data analysis. And I said, which school is that? She mentioned the school. The school might be authentic, but I don't know it, right? And I said, do they give you a certification? She said, yes. And then she said she wants to do a master's in the United States. I said, without your certification, you can only put it on your GPA, on your resume, but it cannot accredit anything to your GPA. But she has a 2-1, which is practically good. But if you are going to evaluate that person to go to Canada or go to US or go to UK, that person can only be identified for having a certification in that area, but they cannot add it to, they cannot evaluate it to put anything up on their GPA. So what New York Learning Hub is unique about is that our brothers and sisters who have gone through polytechnics, they come out with what we call HND. That HND, many of them right here let's use Nigeria as a case study. Many of them want to come to the United States, they want to go to Canada, they want to go to UK, they want to go to any other country in the Europe to get to their masters. Now, by virtue of interests and by virtue of most of these schools accepting you by giving you what they call conditioned admission, they want you to come over to those schools they want you to do a 1 year, what they call prerequisite. You might be so good in what you have studied in, let's say, let me use NECED for the technique, right? For example, so you made a distinction in NECED. They're going to admit you, but no matter what you read, no matter what you studied in NECED, you are just a second year student level in the United States. So you are taken to have had an associate degree, so you cannot go straight to a master's. Now, just like you asked, there are a lot of people, a lot of schools have been everywhere. They are doing a couple of things. People are getting into schools. And by our people's mindset, we want to go to school in a very big, Harvard University, all those kind of big schools, and then they charge you a whole lot of money.
That's true.
Right, giving you a particular value that you could get even with New York Learning Hub. So what did we do? We digested all those processes, and we said what we need to do mostly is to get the accreditation, get the authorization from the New York Department of State, and so when we're able to establish ourselves as a business school that can give our brothers diploma, advanced diploma, postgraduate diploma, masters, doctorates. Now, what do we do for someone out there who have studied in any Nigerian polytechnics and whose interest it is to be in US, Canada, or any other country? Now, we give them a postgraduate diploma, right? So they get a PGD. This is for those you call graduates who have gone for their NYSC, right? But they are still considered associate degree holders when they come to the US. We want to match them up with the standard that will take them to master's program. We don't want them coming for a conditioned admission. What a conditioned admission means, like, hey, you've passed this level, but I need you to go through this and this and these courses. If you pass, then you can go and do masters. Now, when you go to the embassy in those kind of conditions, based on what we are having in Nigeria, they think that everybody just want to go over there and not study. They don't think you might continue that school. So it's better for you to get an unconditional admission. Do you understand? So when you get an unconditional, what means you have met all the requirements. Exactly. You don't have to do any extra course before. So good. Now this young man or young lady who has gone through this polytechnics or has a PGD, lower GPA, or had a third class, can simply come to New York Learning Hub, do your PGD, and boom, you get a straight master's into any university. So right now, in terms of testimony, is that what you guys call it, right? Testimony, good. Yeah. So we have people who have already gotten into their master's programs after finishing just 1 year with us. Amazing. So that's what makes New York Learning Hub unique.
All right. Thank you so much, sir, for your time. Thank you so much for the audience. I'm sure that if I allow the business development director, he's going to tell us a lot. But we have so many people on standby who will be telling us more about the New York Learning Hub. For me, this is a fascinating, amazing idea that I would love anyone listening to me to go check out. So we have the authentication number for the New York Learning Hub, which you can check out and confirm for yourself. It is duly registered in the United States. But I'm just going to take more people so that you can get more idea about this amazing school. Thank you. We have someone else who is here to tell us more about the New York Learning Hub. She is Mrs. Nneka Amadi, and she is the coordinator for Learners Affair. You're welcome, Ma. So I was able to go through your website. I was simply fascinated with what you do. The mission of your school caught my attention. It says that it challenges the conventional business processes, and then it enables their participants to improve the world through their creativity and dynamism. And I said to myself, what kind of school is this? So please, Mrs. Amadi, tell me, if I'm to come to New York Learning Hub as a student, what are the benefits I'm going to enjoy as a student?
Thank you very much, Christy. Wow. New York Learning Hub, like you just said, is exceptional, is extraordinary, and it's dynamic because it's trying to meet up with the trends of things. First, I want you to know that New York Learning Hub, like you said, also challenges the conventional method of teaching and learning through the unconventional method. And one thing is what we call prior learning, which means if you have learned something in the past and for one reason or the other you stopped going to school, and after some time you just discover that I want to go back to school, then New York Learning Hub is the place for you, because we are there to help you, no matter the level. So we encourage everyone, wherever you are, you've stopped going to school for quite some time, but suddenly you discover, I can go back to school, come to New York Learning Hub.
So you're saying regardless of the level, whether it's primary school, secondary school, anywhere, they can come?
Though for now, we are concentrating on those who are at the diploma level, but we are still trying to look at those areas where we can, because you cannot ask somebody that is 40 years because the person stopped at primary 6 to go back to primary 6. So, and you must have been doing something. Probably you are doing business. And in your business, you are doing calculation, which means you know maths. So we are going to look at those things, consider those things, and then fix you where you are supposed to be.
Amazing.
So
it is really unconventional.
Yes, and then another thing is that we use unconventional methods. So we use a lot of storytelling. That is why our classes are very, very, very creative. In fact, we look at a way to fan your passion. You know, like Professor McAntony always said, you can never fail with passion. So in New York Learning Hub, we help you to discover your passion. We help you to be creative so that you must find where you belong in the society, because there is a place for everyone in the society, especially Africans. We are very, very unique, and our ingenuity is overwhelming.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for that awesome feedback. So we're just going to take one or two more persons who are going to share their feedbacks with us regarding the New York Learning Hub. Thank you. All right, we have one more student here who will be sharing her experience in the New York Learning Hub. You're welcome, Paula. You look so pretty. Welcome. So I would like you to share your experience as a student. You know, it's easy for the facilitators or the business development. As a student, I would like you to tell me something as an insider. So tell me, so far, how has your experience been like?
Well, my experience has been great. It's a good environment for education. It's very conducive. Our Professor McAntony, he's very, very good at teaching, and the classes is once a week. We have a class we take on Fridays. It's very interactive. Anyone can ask questions and get answers. Just put in their opinions and say whatever they have to say. Just educate. We do educate each and every one of ourselves.
So tell me, Paula, sorry to cut you, but please tell me, if I'm to come to New York Learning Hub, if I want to be a student, do I have to transport myself to a certain venue? How convenient it is for you as a student?
Very convenient, because you can connect. We have this video chat we make to take classes on Telegram.
So it's completely online?
Online, yes, completely online, and very, 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 very conducive for us to learn.
Is it affordable?
Yes, it is.
Amazing.
It's very affordable.
You paused a little before answering, is that correct?
You know, people have different ways of how do I put it? I forgot. You know, people have
different levels.
Different levels
yes.
of how they view.
But
things.
generally, would you say anybody should be able to afford it to some extent, right?
Yes, you can. Anybody
Amazing.
Can.
Amazing.
Anybody can.
Amazing. I like that.
Thank
so
you.
you've heard from Paula. The New York Learning Hub is affordable. It is convenient. You can actually be in your bedroom and have an international certificate. And I would like to chip this in. If you're thinking of what we call Jakpa in Nigeria, this could actually be one method you could use in leaving the country. And this is not to say that you must leave the country, because you could also have it to enhance your career, to get a job online, to just have a better life, as it were. So please, the number will be going on your screen as I am speaking. If you need to reach out to those numbers for further clarifications or inquiries, please do that. We will be glad to be of service. For me right now, it is goodbye until I come your way next time. Bye.